Welcome back to the Business Email Etiquette series. I am Ashley Abishan-Arkan, and today I'm going to talk to you about getting their attention. Hey you, read my email, without saying, hey you, read my email. So the way to do this is writing effective subject lines. This is a topic that nobody talks about, but if you are like me and get hundreds of emails a day, you need people to start using effective subject lines, and you yourself should start using them to get people to actually open your email by telling them why they need to open the email in the subject line. So you can do this a few different ways within your subject line. You can have a call to action. Something like, for Bob, approval needed. So that way, Bob sees this email, he knows, hey, that is to me, and I have to take an action with that email. I better open it up. Or better yet, let them know that there's a sense of urgency due by July 31st or whatever the due date is. Whenever you need them to respond by, put that in the subject line. That will help them prioritize when they open your email. If you are preparing for a meeting and you want people to look at something but ahead of time, make sure they know, hey, these are meeting materials for reference for a meeting coming up. Once you've had that meeting and you want to make sure everyone's on the same page afterwards, send a note out with your notes and next steps. Make it in the subject line so they know what is going to happen next. Well, hey, look, they just sent an email. I know exactly what's going to be in that email before I even open it. Okay, what if this is like a super important high priority request that needs to be acted on immediately? Let them know in the subject line, urgent, all caps, if needed. Obviously, if you have a few days, you probably don't need to be so in your face with the all caps. But if it is, in fact, very urgent, all caps is appropriate. So I'll give you an example of a bad subject line I have received many times. Hey, Ashley. Okay, so think about it. I am coming into the office, I am opening up my email, and I have 1,000 unread emails. What is going to make me open this email compared to something that says action required or due this date? It's not. And I can tell you, I received an email one time and it was an urgent request, and I needed, as a manager, I needed to approve an employee's ID. Unfortunately, because I had those 1,000 unread emails and the subject line was, hey, Ashley, I did not open that email, and it took that person following up with me in person to say, hey, I noticed that it hasn't been approved yet. And when I went back, I had to look through all these emails, and this was it. So, hey, Ashley, not the most effective subject line. What is a good subject line? Action required by July 31st. Whatever it is that you need, whatever that action is, follow it up. So right there in front of my face, action required by this date. Now I know how much time I have to make it through my email before I need to address that one. Okay, so I hope that this light bulb went off and you realize how important subject lines can be in your communications. Just because it's important to you doesn't mean that your audience is automatically going to open it up and rush to respond. They need to know upfront why they need to open your email. I hope that's helpful. We'll see you next time for email etiquette tips.